So what's the headline theme for this year?
Yeah, the theme is on advancing.
Can you put it on the screen so they can see it, please?
Thank you. Advancing HR excellence in Ghana, leadership, technology, and governance. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the CIHRM 2026 conference.
Correct.
And it's advancing.
It's not advancing HR excellence in Ghana, leadership, technology, and governance.
Okay, and it's taking place when?
It's taking place tomorrow and Thursday.
Wednesday 2 days.
Thursday. Yes,
tomorrow
2
and
days.
Thursday.
At Alisa Northridge, just down the road here.
So you said it's an act of parliament.
Yes.
Which minister is responsible for that?
The Minister of Education. The supervising
Oh, it's
minister.
under the Minister of Education.
Yes, under the Minister of Education. I know you would have thought that perhaps it would be under the Minister of Labour.
Yes, labor
Yes.
relations.
It is because I think at that time the emphasis was on training and ensuring that we uphold certain standards.
Okay.
And perhaps the Education Ministry is better suited for that. Yeah.
So the minister will be speaking to the theme.
Yes, he will be speaking to the team.
What form will the conference take? Who can come?
Well, the conference is open to all business leaders. Of course, HR practitioners will be expected to be in the majority, but all business leaders, policymakers, and so on and so forth. So, of course, the minister will be representing the policymaker angle, then the HR practitioners, and then, as I said, other business, we call them business partners. So, our friends in audit, our friends in finance, other professionals in industry.
Who directly work with HR?
Yes, yes.
So, you what you really mean is that the other professionals who in the office usually quarrel with HR, you are inviting them to come and bring the quarrel formally and let's deal with it.
Well, it's interesting you should say that because there's a topic that we're going to discuss there, and the topic is why people hate HR.
Do people hate HR?
Well,
I'll let you ask a question. I see you're very interested. I'll come to you. I'll let you ask a question. One of my ladies is nodding. That people hate HR.
Perhaps hate is strong, but yes, there are many people who have all sorts of misconceptions.
HR frustrates a bit. You want to go on leave, he says you can't go.
Oh, actually, it's not HR who determines when you go on leave. It's actually the line manager.
Who is that?
The line manager is the person you report directly to. So if you are
your immediate boss.
Your immediate boss, yeah.
Oh, he determines when you can go on leave.
Yeah.
And so when they come and tell us that HR didn't approve, we shouldn't believe them.
Well, it depends on the organization's policies and so on. But the proper thing is that your boss, your immediate boss, determines when you go on leave. The law says that everybody's entitled to leave. It's a right. But when you go, it's determined by the organization.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So we shouldn't get worried when HR people are frustrating our leave.
Well, I mean, if it's unjustified, obviously you should be worried. But we are not.
Maybe the marketing manager wants to go to Budapest to watch the Champions League. Yeah. It's part of the work.
Yeah.
HR says no, I didn't get approval.
Depending upon the organization structure, HR will normally not decide this.
So I see.
Perhaps HR will has to support. It depends on the policies of the organization. Perhaps HR will have to put in a word to support it and so on. But it's usually it's a line decision. It's an executive decision. Let me put it that way.
There's something about HR. You see, technology companies want a tech person to be the HR manager. Marketing companies want a marketing person to be the HR manager. Finance companies, accounting companies, PwC and co, they want one of them who understands their work to be the HR manager. It's always very difficult in medical practice where they want a doctor to be the HR manager of Kolebu. It doesn't happen. Are you people thinking about resolving these things?
First of all, is it a matter that needs resolution?
You know, the people so we are media here.
Yeah.
Most people are media. They want a media person to be the HR manager. But as we hear all the time, they're going to bring some HR manager from somewhere. He doesn't understand the work. When we are doing the work, he doesn't get it. Then he's asking you all kinds of questions.
Paul, the thing is this. One of the strategic roles that HR, or to be able to play a strategic role in an organization, you must understand the business.
Okay. That's what they mean.
Yeah, but the point is that otherwise it means that if you start your profession in, say, in an engineering firm, you continue through there. You cannot easily move into, say, a medical field or hotel, or hospitality, or banking and so on and so forth. So the point is that you must understand the business that you are working with. That's all.
But they complain that HR people don't get it. Law firms, some of the big law firms that have a professional HR, there's always a battle.
Well, if that is indeed the case, look, it works two ways. On the other hand, if you have people who are industry players, I mean, the core role of the core job of in the organization, they tend not to be able to think outside of those areas. The HR person has a more holistic view of things. So an engineer,
HR person who is non-compliant professionally
with the industry, because they have a wider view of it, especially if they've had cross-functional experience, cross-industry experience, and so on. They bring a lot of experience to bear on that. So that's it.
So we should take it like that.
Well, as I said, the important thing is for the HR person to ensure that he earns his place at the table. When you go for a meeting and they are talking engineering, you should be able to say something, contribute to it. You see what I mean? You may not be able to say it with the same finesse as an engineer or some person, but you need to understand how the training that goes on there, what kind of people they need, the talent issues, and so on and so forth. That's how we become strategic partners. Otherwise, then we are just operations people.
So the HR person must work his way to the hearts of the people.
Absolutely.
But often, are they able to do it often? It looks like complaints are many.
No, well, as in any other profession, which is one of the reasons we have this conference. As in any other profession, there are the ones who are very, very good. There are those who need a bit more support. And so that's why we do some of the things that we do. Yeah.
I see. So who is the HR manager's boss?
Well, this is I'll answer two ways. There are two industry, main practices where the HR head reports. Some organizations, the HR head reports into finance. In some organizations, they report into legal. In some organizations, they report to the chief executive. Now, that's what we think should happen. Because HR is too important to be left to any other person. The CEO, a CEO wants to have his pulse on what is happening in the organization, must not have filtered information from anybody, from the HR perspective. HR must have access to the chief executive, so that you tell him whatever it is, behind closed doors, of course. Tell him, this is it. If you do this, this is what will happen. I recommend that we should do so and so and so. Legally, these are the pitfalls. This is how we can. That is important. It is absolutely important. In fact, my personal view is that any CEO who is serious about the organization will never let his HR report through another person. That's my view.
But can head of legal double as head of HR?
Of course. Look, the point is that head of legal can. There are legal people who are also HR professionals. You know that.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the head of legal.
Well,
so in a company, in an organization, they say, HR is a legal matter. It's a contract between
it is not,
you and us. It's purely legal. So head of legal take over HR.
No. HR is far more than that. It's far more than that. Otherwise, then you reduce it to other. If you're
there are some organizations where HR, head of legal, is also head of HR.
That's the point. If the person is. See, there are many lawyers who are HR practitioners, and of course, vice versa. So that's not the issue. The issue is that whoever is head of HR must have the requisite training. HR is both a science and an art. You must have the requisite training to be able to advise properly. Okay, simple things like the labor law and so on and so forth, which is why some organizations say legal should handle HR, and that's because they see people management through the sphere of only legal. It is far more than that. The relationship between the organization and the employee is far more than a legal relationship. The legal is there.
Have a human face. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, it's about engagement. It's about training. It's about motivation and so on and so forth. You don't need to be a lawyer to be able to do that. So you will find that in many organizations where you have that kind of arrangement, perhaps they have a history. They tend to have a long history of legal issues, because matters that can be discussed by, can be resolved by discussion. Perhaps you see that it tends to take a more legal one. Look, in HR practice, there's something called industrial relations. Okay, the relationship between management and then the employees, and of course, if it's a unionized environment, the management and the union. That is not. It is when you go to the Labor Commission, many of the practitioners there are not lawyers.
Oh, I see.
Because, HR is
but is that not a problem? Is that not why it's a problem?
It is rather the solution.
Okay.
Because when you go to the Labor Commission, they encourage you to resolve issues by arbitration and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Mediation and all that. That is best done by whoever is skilled in that. And there are people who specialize in that. And I'm saying that many of them are not lawyers.
I see. What about politicians? Parliament hasn't got an HR. Does Parliament?
Parliament does.
Oh, there's an HR person in Parliament.
Of course.
Oh, we don't know
him.
Yeah,
the parliamentary administration has all the professionals that they
also, it's like a civil service. They have chief director.
Yeah, chief director.
Okay. So political campaigns in the future, should they have HR? In America, Bill Clinton's campaign had a human resource director.
Yes.
But we don't do that. It's a waste of time. We want to win the votes.
Well, you actually do, except I don't call the person by that name.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, there's someone in charge of that.
There's somebody in charge of movement who is doing what?
Yes, welfare
so that's
issues.
the HR person.
Yes, he's a practitioner. He does that. Okay. Whether he's trained to do that or not is another matter. But
Black Stars have HR managers.
But of course.
Oh, they do. What is
Black
it
Stars
called?
Management team. They may not designate someone. The management team. There must be someone who is in charge of player welfare, whatever. There must be someone in there. And if there isn't, there should be.
So who else is speaking apart from Minister Haruna Iddrisu?
Well, so the topic I mentioned earlier on, the why people hate HR, that will be delivered by Uncle Ebo White.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be really good.
We are really looking forward to that. There'll be another one on sexual harassment in the workplace. Is
that an HR matter?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anything that has the potential of disturbing industrial peace and causing people to be afraid to come to work and so on and so forth. It's an HR matter.
Who is this? Who is talking about sexual harassment?
Dr. Mrs. Stella Ajeni Boateng. She's the Vice Chairman of the Public Services Commission.
Okay, great.
And then we'll have obviously topics around AI and so on and so forth. That will be delivered by AC Mirba Wilson. She's the Chief HR Officer of MTN. And a host of other. Dr. Jeff Bassi will be delivering the topic on governance. Everyone knows Jeff and his competence in these matters, and he will deliver on that. When it comes to labor law, we will have Austin Game, for instance, on the panel. It will be delivered by the Vice Chancellor of the Methodist University, and then Austin Game will be on the panel. There's a lot of discussions between industry players on the labor bill, a new labor bill. This one was passed in the 651 was passed in 2003.
And that's a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. There have been so many developments and practices and so on, which it needs to get in there. So that is under discussion, and they'll share their perspectives on how things should go.
Oh, great. So it's starting tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, yes.
At Alisa Hotel?
Alisa, yes.
Is it still open for people to attend?
Yes, it depends. If you contact if you try and register and we haven't read the minimum, it will allow you to register. We know that there are some people who still come in there with cash and so on and so forth, but it gets to a point where for the safety of those who are there, we can't take anymore. And that's exactly what happened last year as well.
Yeah, people came late.
They did not late aside, but you see, the auditorium has a certain capacity, and if you exceed it, then the safety concerns. You know,
you are HR people, so you really have to abide by. How many people does auditorium take, though?
We are looking at about 600 to 50.
Okay, so people should get there. Tomorrow morning starts at 9 o'clock?
The program starts at 9, but registration and breakfast and networking and things like that start at 8 a.m. So from 8 to 9.
Is there a party on the second day after?
No, there's no party aside. No, there's no party. That's a good idea. Perhaps we'll look at it next year.
Get Kofi Kinata too.
Yeah,
do you still have a question as we are wrapping up? Do you have a question? You don't have a question anymore. Okay. The Anzibar doesn't have a question. That's it. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr.
All right. Well, if give me the opportunity, I would want to mention our sponsors.
Sponsors, yes.
So our headline sponsor is MTN. Then we have VRA, we have Gridco, Omni Basic Bank, Ghana Airports, NPA, and Ghana Gas, and of course our media partners, including your good selves and all the others who are here. Okay,
all right. Well, can we get a feedback after the event?
Yes, definitely. If you
next week and tell us what happened.
Yeah, we are always looking for opportunities to engage with the public about what we do and so on. So we'll be more than happy to.
We'd like to know. Okay, viewers. So that was our conversation on HR. It will be on social media, so you can see it and get in touch with it. After the break, we'll be back on Good Evening Ghana and it's live.
Thank you.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. A silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
So, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally
Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aim to serve a peculiar health need.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and maniswing, Nesansu Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
It's me, Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
When your label today,
wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces, and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dreamland at Nest Cottage, Chopoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukrom, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park, Ningo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Can he tee up someone in red?
I be the real goat, Sam.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
You are lying. Ghana Jollof.
We are talking about BET. Let's be the goat, huh? My guy, he be the goat.
No
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomo Bitters always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Proudly produced by Casa Preco PLC. Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18 years. Not recommended for pregnant women and lactating mothers. Don't drink and drive. This advert is FDA approved.
West Africa stands at a defining crossroads. A region rich in opportunity, yet challenged by fragmentation, policy divergence, and structural constraints that continue to limit its full potential. The African Continental Free Trade Area offers a historic pathway to unlock trade, strengthen regional value chains, and accelerate economic transformation. But today, the question is no longer what to do, it is how to deliver. Join live on 30th June 2026 at 11 o'clock GMT on Metro TV Ghana, DSTV Channel 277 and EBIT's digital platforms for the 5th edition of the President's Round Table on the theme Financing Integration in a Fragmenting Region, Making AFCFTA Work for West Africa. This high-level dialogue is designed to move beyond discussion and drive action, to identify bankable cross-border anchor projects that deliver tangible impact within the next 12 to 24 months. From transport and logistics corridors to digital trade systems to export-oriented manufacturing value chains, this roundtable will spotlight solutions that transform ambition into measurable results. Participants will address critical questions. How do we unlock financing for regional projects? How do we overcome regulatory barriers? How do we secure strong joint suffering commitments? This exclusive event, broadcast live from the Metro TV studios in Accra and convened by Dr. George Ejekum Donko, President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of EBIT, will assemble policymakers under the theme Financing Integration in a Fragmenting Region, Making AFCFTA Work for West Africa. The vision is clear. The opportunities are real. Now it's time to deliver. Tune in on 30th June 2026 at 11 o'clock GMT on Metro TV Ghana, DSTV Channel 277 and EBIT's digital platforms for the 5th edition of the President's Round Table. Mark your calendar and stay updated on this event via EBIT's digital platforms. ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. EBIT. Transforming ECOWAS communities.
Every 4 years, the world gathers here. Dreams are tested and legends are made. And nations become one.
This year, Metro Sports takes Ghana to the World Cup, live from the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
34 matches. Every Ghana game. Comprehensive pre-match analysis. Tactical breakdown. And expert opinions. Daily highlights. Exclusive diaries. And stories from every corner of the tournament.
Trusted voices, sharp analysis, unmatched expertise, powered by a world-class production team.
When the whistle blows, Metro Digital brings you all the updates, all the reactions, all the moments right here. Every goal, every reaction, every moment.
The official Metro World Cup fan experience is with Estilo Deluxe.
The home of the World Cup. Every match,
every goal, every story.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Metro and Original TV.
Because this is Africa.
The home of the World Cup, live on Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, Metro Digital. If it's the World Cup, it's on Metro.
The World Cup coverage on all IMG platforms is brought to you by Estate Masters Limited and Food Tech Limited, home of snacks.
This is our motto. Your time to shine.
My name is Isaac Tete, the CEO of Titi Brothers Limited and the founder of Onkuti FC and Pure Joy FC. I want every Ghanaian who love football to watch Metro TV and Original TV as this World Cup starts. You can only watch Metro TV and Original TV for this World Cup. I wish Ghanaians a faithful World Cup 2026. Thank you very much. Metro TV.
Catch every moment loud and live on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 101.9 FM.
Roland, are you sure it's an engineering problem?
It's a combo. It cannot be only.
No, actually, the president disagrees with you.
Okay.
Because the president is on record, on video. I have the video saying that our floods issue is not an engineering problem. It's an indiscipline problem. Even though the president contradicts himself, because as far back as May 24th, 2024, the president at that time said, Akufo-Addo has failed because he hasn't planned enough because the issue is an engineering problem. He said that when he was in opposition. But when he came into power as president, then the president changed his position that the flooding is not an engineering problem, but it is an indiscipline problem. So the president disagrees with you and disagrees with my brother. So we haven't even been able to propose or identify what the problem is. Because even the president of the republic is not sure what the problem is and what the cause, I mean. And if we are unable to identify the true cause, how then do we fix a problem? Perhaps that is where we have to go to, identify the true cause of the reason why we are having flooding in the country. But what I agree with Adam on is this. This perennial, and it's called perennial because it's been with us for so long. In fact, I saw a story in one of the graphics. I don't know if it's Daily Graphics or so, but it was the
old story, the 60 story.
1960
Daily
story,
Graphic.
Daily Graphic, talking about flooding. So really, the problem has been with us. So I also agree with Adam that successive governments have not been able to solve the issue. But then it beckons. You know, President Mahama was a president from 2012, you know, finishing the term of President Mills of blessed memory. Then he became a president on his own for 4 years. And we suffered one of the most disastrous flooding in our history, which was June 3rd or June 4th? June 3rd. At Circle, where people died, because of fire, etc. So if anybody in modern history has the benefit of knowledge as to what is really the cause and what should really be the solution, it's President Mahama. Because he experienced the most disastrous, the worst of his form. So one would have thought that when President Mahama went into opposition, he would have been part of the solution. He would have been that statesman who is driving the energy for us to have the solution. But no, he didn't. Even after experiencing the worst disaster in our history, in opposition, he criticized Akufo-Addo and called Akufo-Addo incompetent for his inability to solve the problem. So once again, one would have thought that once coming into power, because in fact, if you read the statement from May 24th, 2024, he did say that NDC, when given power, will solve the problem. They will marshal all the arsenals necessary to solve the problem. So when he came into power, he did form a task force with Standogbe as the flood czar. That let's go ahead. Of course, he was the leader. Let's go ahead and fix this issue. But Roland, tell me, within the last a year and 6 months or so, have you seen any concrete strategy on indiscipline? As the president puts it, that indiscipline is the cause. Have you seen anything? If you have...
Oh, sorry about the fact that we are not on DSTV tonight. We have a technical problem. I think that the torrential rains affected one of our antenna that connects us to DSTV. So if you are watching me on social media, please tell your friends that we are really sorry. They should get on Facebook and watch us tonight, or on analog television, or on DTT. Sorry, we are not on DSTV tonight. We apologize. Anyway, welcome back to the show. This is Good Evening Ghana, and it's still live. All right, let's get onto the touchscreen and begin our rumble tonight. So, viewers, we have to begin again with the NDC contest. You know, we have to begin with the NDC contest, isn't it? So, all right. So the time is 10 o'clock, isn't it? So here are my competitors. Okay, Salato Forsen, now the front runner. Johnson Asedo Ketia, who was the front runner before. Julius Debra, the dark horse, ultimate dark horse of the contest, he may win. Professor Jenna Nopokwajaman yet to fully declare that she's running for office, but we know that she may be running. Professor Joshua Alabi was just declared. I'd like to show you a video to start with. Now, there are two videos I'm going to share with you, isn't it? Kwesi Pratt Jr. Says that he doesn't see any of these, I believe, excluding the vice president, he doesn't see any of them as competent and qualified to replace John Dramani Mahama, the leader of the NDC. Let's show you that video, and then we come back and discuss it. And after that, we'll be talking about health matters in Kumasi, and we'll be talking about Musa Dankwa's reports from Kumasi, from the region. Musa Dankwa is talking about Ashanti region and NDC fortunes and how the pendulum seems to be swinging. Oh, why do they have HR behind me? Okay. How the pendulum seems to be swinging in the Ashanti region in political fortunes. We'll be talking about that. And then there's a lot happening in health in Ashanti region. This evening we are reading that the Asante Hene Otumfo Seitutu has managed, thankfully, graciously. Royalty always works, doesn't it? Has managed to get the doctors back to work, and consultations are still going on. And then we'll show you a list of hospitals that have been inherited by the John Mahama administration that has not been opened, which is part of the crisis, because you see, the data will always tell us where we are going. And so government is a continuum. So it's expected that one government will know that this is the data of health in terms of access to health. And so they have built hospitals, but they have left office. And the new government has inherited the governance of Ghana. And these health facilities have been built so that because of the growing numbers, based on data, population growth, geography, and all of that, because of the growing numbers, they would have, as it were, gone in to use those hospitals. We'll share that with you when we get there to the story. And then also there's the big awards that has completely embarrassed the government of John Dramani Mahama, to the point where the president's secretary has issued a very stern letter. We'll be going to the letter in details. This is Good Evening Ghana. Please don't add all that to the video. Let's start again. So Johnson Asiedu Nketia has been the subject of criticism from Kwesi Pratt. So we're going to show you two videos of Kwesi Pratt. One of them, he's talking about all of them. And the other one, he seems to be singling out Johnson Asiedu Nketia. But we know that Ambassador Kwesi Pratt has a reason for doing these things. Let's watch the first video.
These individuals who are jumping over themselves and doing all kinds of funny things and so on, look at them. My brother, look at them. What is presidential about them? Oh. I'm serious. What is presidential about them? Tell me. What is presidential about these individuals jumping around and playing the fool? What is presidential about them? These individuals have become relatives who are jumping over themselves and doing all kinds of funny things and so on. Look at them. My brother, look at them. What is presidential about them? Oh. I'm serious. What is presidential about them? Tell me. What is presidential about these individuals jumping around and playing the fool? What is presidential about them? These individuals have become relatives who are jumping over themselves and doing all kinds of funny things and so on. Look at them. My brother, look at them. What is presidential about them? Oh.
What is... Oh, they left it. Okay. Ambassador Kwesi Pratt, good evening. Says what's presidential about all of them. I didn't say Kwesi Pratt Jr. says it. What's presidential about Case Lato Forson? I'll show him. I'll show Kwesi Pratt in a minute what's presidential about Case Lato Forson. What's presidential about Johnson Asiedu Nketia? We have another video in which he talks about Johnson Asiedu Nketia. What's presidential about a chief of staff? A chief of staff who has been two-term chief of staff. One in the first 4 years of John Dramani Mahama. He has been minister for... Julius Debra was minister for what again? He was minister for Greater Accra region. Indeed, Julius Debra has been the one person, maybe not the only person, but one significant person who has been regional minister for Eastern region and regional minister for Greater Accra region. He's been minister for local government. He is a Cuban-trained cadre. He's awaiting his PhD from the University of Ghana. He was chief of staff under the John Dramani Mahama administration. Now, how did Julius Debra become chief of staff? He became chief of staff because the ground was calling for him. And so he became chief of staff. He's become chief of staff again. Kwesi Pratt says there's nothing presidential about a two-time chief of staff, local government minister, two-time regional minister, trained cadre in a government that is a party that is a left-wing party, a trained cadre. There's nothing presidential about him. I really don't understand what Kwesi Pratt is saying. Okay, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. I'm guessing that Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman is not part of Kwesi Pratt's list. You see, because Kwesi Pratt once said that Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman has not declared her intention to run for office. So I'm sure when he's making his analysis, he doesn't include her. Because if Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman was part of his list, he won't say that was presidential about them. The first female vice chancellor of an important university like Cape Coast. Oh, Ambassador Kwesi Pratt, you can't say that. And he even said they are playing the fool. How do old big men play the fool? Professor Joshua Alabi, I'm not done yet. Get me that 247 video. Please make it ready. Professor Joshua Alabi, look at what Professor Joshua Alabi has achieved. Professor Joshua Alabi indeed has achieved things better than other presidents. The truth is that Dr. Bawumia will whip any of these people. I mean, that's factual. That's the truth. We know that. Because if you look at their stature, Dr. Bawumia was vice president, so the only competition Dr. Bawumia would have is with Professor Jenan Opoku-Agyeman. Dr. Bawumia was vice president for 8 years, and his impact is significant. It's humongous. Professor Jenan Opoku-Agyeman would have been vice president for 4 years at a time. But even if we reduce Dr. Bawumia's tenure as vice president to 4 years, he will still whip Professor Jenan Opoku-Agyeman in terms of achievement. So that's we don't even talk about that. But you cannot therefore say that. Let's look at case Ato Forson. I mean, if you remember that very majestic work Ato Forson put up in Benin, you cannot say that he's not a presidential material. Minister for Finance, he's been addressing Parliament all the time. Let's go back to that. So look at the video, viewers. This case Ato Forson. This is so presidential. How can Kwesi Pratt say there's nothing presidential about Ato Forson? He walks majestically there, and this is a place of high-profile diplomats. The suit fits him nicely, and then he goes over there. He's tall. It's nice. Look at the applause. I mean, this is certainly presidential. You can't say that case Ato Forson is not presidential. No. Kwesi Pratt cannot say that. He cannot say that. So, viewers, I disagree with Kwesi Pratt on that score. He can't say that case Ato Forson is not presidential. Thank you, producer. Ato, menkasa no hai. He presidential dodo. Obey. Na Minister of Finance, awara inflation. 3%. Na dollar is about 10. Nancy no do 12. So waka che there about 10 in the back. No was say in your president and your presidential menkasa no. They are presidential too much. Case Ato Forson is presidential. You can't say that Ato Forson is not Kwesi Pratt. Kwesi Pratt is my ambassador, but this one, I disagree with him. Case Ato Forson, are you back in town? He traveled with the old man. Is he back? Did he receive an award? Award the GBA na yebo with you. Award na GBA na ewu hensano. But me hope that GB ba me do ha. Oh, why did they take the photograph of? I was still talking to him. Okay, they want me to move on. So I disagree with Kwesi Pratt. But Kwesi Pratt has another video in which he's talking about the same kind of thought, but he sort of narrows it to one individual. That one individual knows himself, okay? He knows that Kwesi Pratt is talking about him. And so he has also responded on social media. In a very subtle way, he has responded. We have all the information for you. It's a gist. And that's how we are starting our serious stories tonight. The gist. Let's look at Kwesi Pratt's video, and then let me tell you where we are. Have a look.
Asem say who can want to wa anya be kwap kasem
en kasem pacho
na obi wo ho a wo hwo no masa wo hwo no na hwo no ne bobia ne se ne okasa hwo ne se ne otie hwo ne nyansa ne abia no begina wanim so no superman panye dia na bisa ho se wurade nyankopon na Ghana boni be mpa ne yaye
Kwesi
Kwame me bua ka sense me bua yi na me ke se nyanu kra ka sense me nyanu kra wo hwa no pa wo hwe be ma pa hwe ba
na say Uncle Kwesi
yes sir
just as you said
Kwame asem we say wo kan want to bua wa nya be kwa kasem
en kasem pacho
na obi wo ho a wo hwo no masa wo hwe no na hwo no ne bobia ne se ne okasa hwene se ne otie hwene nyansa ne abia no begina wanim so no superman panye abia na bisa ho se wurade nyankopon na Ghana boni be mpa ne yaye
Kwesi
Kwame me bua ka sense me bua yi na me ke se nyanu kra ka sense me nyanu kra wo hwa no pa wo hwe be ma pa hwe ba
na say Uncle Kwesi
yes sir
just as you said
we believe that he was referring to Johnson Asiedu Ketia, but Kwesi Pratt is going very hard. I mean, he's going really hard on these people, and I think that sometimes, perhaps, it's not their doing, viewers. I kind of agree with Kwesi Pratt, but I also sympathize with the contestants. What should they do? We are in 2026. In 2027, according to NDC Constitution, in December of 2027, they would have to elect a new flag bearer. We are in June 2026, 18 months to the event. What should they do? Should they sit back and just go to their ministry office and go and do their ministry work? Other people are stealing the starts. Other people have godfathers. Other people have presidential backing. Other people are chief of staffs. Other people are party chairman. Other people are GCB board chairman. So if I'm nothing and I'm also minister for something, and I see other people beginning to organize for the flag bearership race, politics is a difficult game. You don't wake up one day and just win. You have to organize. Akufo-Addo had been organizing for that long before he became president. Kufuor had been organizing since 1969 when he became the member of parliament for Achuma Ngwabiedja in Ashanti. He's been organizing since then to be president. Oh, John Mahama has been organizing since 1998. Why do you want them to sit down when the opportunity has come and they can try the presidency? I mean, trying the presidency doesn't mean they're going to win. But if you want to try the presidency and give yourself a formidable chance of winning, shouldn't you get ready for it? I don't know what is angering Kwesi Pratt, what is annoying him like that. You can't do anything about it. It is the democracy. You elect a one-term president, this is what you're going to get. You cannot do anything about it. There's nothing you can do about it. This is what is going to happen. You've elected a one-term president. As soon as he takes the oath of office, we are all ready for the next one. Businessmen are ready for the next one. Police commanders are ready for the next one. In fact, today, if you go to the police commander, the high top hierarchy, they are divided. There are Asiedu COPs and there are Tuforsen COPs. There's Julius Debra COPs. You wait and see the next reshuffle of police. I can tell you, when the reshuffle comes, please call me. I'll come here and tell you, this one is Asiedu Ketia COP, so they sent him here. This one is Atuforsen COP, so they brought him here. The military, from 2-star general going, they are all, there's Asiedu Ketia generals. And you can't do much about that. If you elect a one-term president, my goodness, this is what you're going to get. So all those who are upset, angry, NDC National Council of Elders, they hold a meeting. Then they say somebody should stop thank you tour. Has Asiedu Ketia stop the thank you tour? And why should he stop? Because Council of Elders say he should stop. Haven't Council of Elders seen what other people are doing? Haven't they seen it? And that he should stop and other people should go on. How does that work? So it's a game, but we need it for the sustainability of democracy. I said that many, many times. So, Ofa Johnson, you know, Asiedu Ketia was aware that he was the one Kwesi Pratt was talking about. Now he's not a pushover. Asiedu Ketia is not a pushover. Me, I'm with him. I support him. He quickly came on social media to do something that he hasn't done. He doesn't do that, but he did it. Let's see what he did. This was 10 hours ago, so it was, I think, the day before yesterday. He put on social media photographs, and he wrote as follows. Can you put it on, viewers? Can you read it with me? He says, born to the Oyoko and Akwamu royal families, my upbringing was rooted in responsibility rather than privilege. In our home, this dual lineage was a constant lesson in respecting tradition and carrying the weight of the community. It instilled in me a sense of duty and a foundation of leadership that holds firm no matter what the tides bring. Whoa. Kwesi Pratt, you should get ready. You think Asiedu Ketia is going to sit down for you to talk about him anyhow? He's responded. He says, listen, you can say all you want to say. As for me, Johnson, I was born to the Oyoko and Akwamu families, and my upbringing was rooted in responsibility rather than privilege. Our home, this dual lineage, was a constant lesson in respecting tradition and carrying the weight of the community. It instilled in me a sense of duty and a foundation of leadership that holds firm no matter the tide. And then he brings a beautiful photograph of himself and one of the venerable queen mothers from the Oyoko and Akwamu family. Look, Asiedu Ketia is telling you that he's rooted. You can say anything you want, Kwesi Pratt. He's rooted in tradition. And Asiedu Ketia now knows who his enemies are. He doesn't know all of them, though, and I'm assuring him that he doesn't know all of them. More are going to pop up, and he should be ready for it, because this is for the biggest prize, the flag bearership of the National Democratic Congress, potentially president of Ghana. That's the biggest prize. It's not going to come easy. There are going to be enemies. There are going to be sharks. Do you know snake and ladders? Viewers, those of you who are old, do you remember snake and ladders? Yes. Asiedu Ketia is in a snake and ladder situation, so he should get ready. He should get ready for it. So, he shows other photographs. This is him talking to the Akwamu and Oyoko chiefs. and showing that he comes from the ground. He's a man of the earth. I'm not sure where this photograph was taken, but he has all NDC decoration. So they probably came to his thank you tour somewhere, and he's recognizing the chiefs. So that was Asedu Nketiah's first response to Kwesi Pratt. Then he responded again. This is a day ago. He said, this is also social media, Facebook post by Asedu Nketiah. He says, there is a very specific high velocity energy that hits the air on a Monday morning. Growing up as the fifth of 9 children in a busy household, I learned early that a crowded room requires a clear mind and a calm approach. My morning is starting at the desk, ready to engage and listen. Wishing everyone an easy ride through the week. NDC, I told you people, you have never done this before. This is the first time you are doing it. You see how it is. Then next time you respect MPP who have gone through it in 1992. They've gone through it in 1996. They've gone through it in 1998. They've gone through it in 2007. They've gone through it in 2023. You see how it is. It's not easy. But that's how you build a sustainable political party. You are going to go through it. Asedu Nketiah says, what are you talking about? Me, I came from Oyoko family. I came from nothing. Then another breath, he says, I'm the fifth of 9 children, so I learned how to work. I learned how to work on my desk, and I learned how to listen. Johnson, Asedu Nketiah is talking. So Kwesi Pratt, everything is beautifully carved out now. We all now know where this matter is going. Let's end that story. It's 19 minutes past the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Let's move on quickly. There is another story here from Ashanti region, and I met some people on the street, and they were telling me that I had been very harsh on the regional minister. What's his name? Dr. Amoakohene. That I was very hard on him about his wife paying to deliver a baby in America. I'm hearing from a latest video popping up that the event was not in America, it was actually in UK. I'll show you that video. It's a very laughable video. It's from a TV station in Kumasi, where Amoakohene's public relations head was on television and was explaining the circumstance that led to the regional minister to have a child abroad. His explanation actually made it worse, completely worse. But I'll share with you, and then you can see where we are. So, do you have the photograph side by side? I just want to pull it up. I wanted Amoakohene. Oh, you don't have it. My goodness. Okay. But you have Amoakohene's photograph. Let me take text messages, and then I'll come to you. I'll come to you in a minute. Yeah. Ella, so tell us, what are people saying?
Right, so people seem to be very excited about the show because AD says, if it's not that election in this country has become cheap, how would someone like Ato Forson and Asedu Nketiah ever think of contesting for presidential primaries in their party and eventually become the president of Ghana? Because of them, if somebody like JDM, who is displaying total incompetence in all his tenure in office as a president, why can't they also lead the country as president? Hajia Z says, I think Kwesi Pratt is right to some extent because you cannot see presidential material in any one of them. When you lie your way into government, this is what happens. The NDC is in a serious leadership crisis. That is why none of them is talking about the 24-hour economy, i.e. 1 job, 3 shifts. Also from Anasco, he says, presidential material, I don't blame them. I rather blame Musa Dankwa. February says, why should government appointees pay or sponsor an event organization before an award is awarded to him or her, if indeed he or her has performed credibly? Dr. White's allegation of extortion from his colleague government appointees before Big Events Ghana awarding them is a serious allegation of corruption and bribery, so Ghanaians should expect the government or presidency to establish an inquiry committee to probe the allegations instead of the directive for the awardees to return the awards and also refrain from collection of unquestionable awards. Lastly, from Nano Wusi, he says, Paul, I think the government should be bold enough to implement the Odao River Development Plan, which includes a River style embankment to provide water transport with boats, etc., water treatment plants, shops, restaurants, and hotels. Again, they should invest in modern drainage systems and water reservoirs across the country. We should gradually retire the colonial water infrastructure and sewage facilities like dam polytanks, etc. What do you have for us?
Thank you so much, Ella. On the discussion with Kwabena Yeboah on the human resource, General E.O. Coleman says, human resource issues have been long misunderstood, undervalued, and given far less attention than they deserve, especially within government institutions. Yet, people are the greatest assets of any organization. When employee welfare, performance management, training, motivation, and accountability are neglected, institutional effectiveness suffers. Ali Sisi Nuhu Banda says, HR is one of the most important departments that need competent and humble personnel to manage. Away from that, Sami Bwashi says, Ghanaians do not want to hear blame. We gave this current administration an overwhelming vote. So, Mahama, if you think the system is broken, fix it and spare us the long talks. His regards to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the next president. Coming from DG World, he says, it has always been Alabi, but I think it has been overshadowed. He has been overshadowed by the rest because he came in late. The truth is, Alabi is phenomenal. The man transformed University of Professional Studies Accra, but you know Ghana, it's all about who shares the money. And lastly, coming from Adansiba Ofori Ajiman on Kwesi Pratt's damning verdict, he says Kwesi Pratt talked directly to Esiedun Ketia and stop passing through the corners. What do you have for us, Anziba?
Thank you very much, Ikia. Coming from Nana Ikia, she says, good evening, Ghana is active. David Seidu says, great job, my boss. Daniel Sekufi says, human resource department is the reason for small salaries in Ghana. Jude Obri says, watching live from Konongo, I am always high-spirited on Tuesdays and Thursdays. God bless you, Apostle Paul, and your disciples. At this point in Ghana, we need a candidate who will fight for Galamsey fiercely. Alexander says, Paul, your work is better than News 360. And Nana also is saying, greetings from the UK. He continues to say, the government uses sensational tactics to mask off their incompetence. So far, they are just dancing around the bush and using social media as their outlets. Kofi Ewusi says, great submission, and you said it all. Daniel Ahiabo says, I'm enjoying your program, Mr. Paul. In fact, you are my role model. Frederick Kwame says, hi, Paul. Thank you for the good job you are doing. You are doing really well. Ifo Nebuchadnezzar says, Kwesi Pratt is inclined to Haruna Idrisu. Abubakar Possible says, Uncle Kwesi Pratt is just Uncle Kwesi Pratt just sprayed the stubborn mosquito. And lastly, coming from Master Planner Jr. from Kintampo, he says, Uncle Kwesi Pratt didn't try at all. He's referring to Asiedu Inketia. We, the supporters of the general, will take him on. He should get his lawyers ready. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you very much and welcome back to the show. Politics is an interesting thing, isn't it? You want to do politics, be careful. Frank Amakouhene says that his wife delivered in America, and then he's been taken on, not just by us, but by everyone, that you're a minister, you work in a hospital, your wife works there, and then you go and deliver in America, and you are wasting taxpayers' money, and because you have money, because you're a government appointee, this is not your first child. Did you deliver the other children in America? He has nothing to say. Then he sent somebody on television, his PRO, to go and spew something. And viewers, I'll show it to you what he said. The guy had such a bizarre story. And I've just been looking at social media. Somebody has written a very appropriate response for him, and we'll be looking at it. But anyway, let's get this. You see, when we started talking about Amakouhene, people thought that we are shouting on young children and trying to intimidate their age. And he came out and said he's 36 and he's very successful because he has a government appointment. He has a certificate, one certificate of medicine, he has it. And they say, I don't know what the certificate, whether it's the medical school, I know level 200 to level 700. But these days, there are many ways in which you become a doctor. It doesn't matter. But he says he has a certificate. And so he's very proud of himself. We told the NDC that this guy is going to create a problem for you. This guy is so disingenuous. This guy is dishonest. I mean, this guy is just about social media. That's all he is. He was even ranting about painting, what do they call it, under bridge overpass, until he was told by the Ashanti region people that these bridges and overpasses that you are painting and making a lot of capital, social capital about it, they were constructed by your opponents. So wait till your government constructs something, then you can paint it and make noise about it. For now, if you paint it, you're just enhancing what the opponents did, which is part of your work. So say it like that Akufo-Addo built the interchange and I'm enhancing it. That John Ejekun Kufuor built an interchange and I'm enhancing it. He didn't listen. He went wild, excited about social media. Today, Bongo Ideas is talking about him, that he should be one of the ministers, should be reassigned. Bongo Ideas is an NDC person, he's not an MPP person. Ralph is an NDC person, he's not an MPP person. But of course, data, if we can rely on it, speaks better than everyone. Here is data. Musa Dankwa, who is NDC, is not MPP, Musa Dankwa is NDC. He has published posts and says that in Ashanti region, the NDC's popularity of 30% at the time of the last voting has now shrunk to 18%. I can assure you, viewers, that if Musa Dankwa's post is anything to be relied upon, it is the dereliction of Frank Amoako-Hene that has brought the NDC from 30% to 18%. We are seasoned political analysts. Yes, I can say that. I'm a seasoned political analyst. I've been doing it for 25 years. You can read my book. So I'm seasoned political analyst, okay? And I noticed that this guy is going to collapse the NDC in Ashanti region. And the NDC people thought that it doesn't matter. How can you be a regional minister and go and do fashion parade and be working at regional minister? You can attend the fashion parade and give a speech and give a policy about how you want to help the people who are doing fashion to get to the walkways of Paris and the walkways in Munich and the walkways in London. You can go to the fashion with a mindset to assist them that tomorrow when their names are called, they will no longer be Kumasi and Ashanti region fashion designers, but they will be global. That is the work of the policy maker, and that's why the taxpayer pays you. They don't pay you to go and wear some of the fashion and do the catwalk and pretend that everything is a joke. If you do that, the serious people will move you from your 30%, which was a bonus, which you got because of economic situation in Ghana, 30%, and a lot of lies and propaganda told during the election, your 133, that nobody talks about. For the last 6 months, no minister has ever said 133. And I'm doing, I'm doing an algorithm. I'm looking at speeches of ministers and speeches of the president. We'll finish in about September. We'll come and show you. Please, not that because I've said it, they will now start saying it. It will show that they started saying it from June or July. So you will see, when you look at it, you will laugh. You will see that the 133 is not in anybody's speech, from Gold Board to Ministry of Finance to the Office of the President, Ministers of State. Nobody talks about that anymore. And these are the things that occasioned the 30% in Ashanti region, an area where NDC should normally not do that much. Now that 30%, because of a derelict minister, they are on 18%, according to NDC poster. According to the NDC poster, NDC's popularity in Ashanti has come from 30% to 18% because of the dereliction of this man called Frank Amoako-Hene. He's disrespectful to his elders, which you cannot do in Ashanti and many parts of Ghana. Our culture does not allow that. He's extremely disrespectful. He thinks he has money, so he doesn't respect anybody. How he got the money, we don't know. Only God knows. But he thinks he's rich. So when you go to Amoako-Hene, he was 36, so he thinks that he just is all over his head. He's disrespectful to everybody. He sat there when the whole Asante was complaining about the ugly conduct of a Bono regional minister who is his colleague. He didn't say anything about it publicly. He did nothing about it. He's so disrespectful. He's derelict. He doesn't even know his work. He's an empty head. He doesn't know his work. He doesn't know the work. And then he takes taxpayers' money, flies abroad to go and have his child in America, such that senior professors are now talking about it. Very senior people at the Confanosis Hospital are complaining about it. That is Frank Amoako-Hene, the man who was given a privilege at 36 to be a minister of Ashanti region, and within 1 year, 6 months, he has dropped Ashanti region's NDC's popularity from 30% to 18%, such that Ralph, a key and principal NDC activist, goes to Kumasi and tells him before the rubbish in Kumasi, that you are doing nothing. You are doing nothing in the region. This is the nature of these kinds of people. Empty barrels, they call them. They make the most noise. Didn't we hear that when we were growing up? Empty. When my teacher in class 3 says, empty barrels, then the whole class makes the most noise. So he say, keep quiet. Don't be an empty barrel. That was in class 3. Class 4, the same thing. When the teacher walks in and we are talking, you know how children we talk, we are 9 years old, we are happy, we are talking. The teacher walks in and says, empty barrels, then we are all embarrassed. Then we all say, makes the most. He says, say it again. Then we say, make the most noise. The teacher will say, say it louder. Then we say, make the most noise. Then we keep quiet. Empty barrel. This empty barrel, he makes the most noise. Look at the data. 30% to 18% for John Mahama's NDC because of this empty barrel in Ashanti region. This empty barrel who takes taxpayers' money, $60,000, carries his wife to go and have what I am understanding is a 3rd or 4th child. When he was 32 and he was working and he had children, was he able to buy tickets to go abroad? Now he's become government. So taxpayers are always at the mercy that we pay the taxes and then he takes it. In fact, people who have paid more taxes than him to the government's chest, to the government's exchequer, those who have paid more taxes than him, he insults them and he disrespects them. That's Frank Amoakohene. He insults them, he disrespects them. And so that is where he is. He's forgotten that you must have gravitas as a politician. It's about gravitas. This guy has no gravitas at all. Let him sit down and say something and see whether you get anything from what he's saying. He has no gravitas. All that brought him to fame was a demonstration against Akufo-Addo in Ashanti region where he was able to showboat and to fight policemen and show that he's violent and that he can stand policemen. And naturally, NDC supporters in opposition were quite excited about how he had led them as an infantry lieutenant and fighting policemen. That's all good, but that is not gravitas. Gravitas is intellectual, where you are able to sit down and decipher something, where you're able to sit down and generate a policy that will help people in Ashanti region. He should go and ask the SK Boafos of the time. He should go and ask them. He should go and read about Chapman Nyaho, who was Volta Regional Minister under Kwame Nkrumah, and what he did with Volta Region. He should go and read. He has no gravitas. He's an empty barrel who makes a lot of noise. And that is why the NDC's position has shifted from 30% to 80% on account of one single individual. I can assure you. Where is Joseph Yamin, my friend? Joseph Yamin, where is Joseph Yamin? Joseph Yamin and I have a lot of arguments. But Joseph Yamin was holding Ashanti region together in the days of opposition. In fact, way back in the days of Kufuor, these were the giants of NDC in Ashanti. They were holding Ashanti region together. Even the John Mahama guy, what's his name? The one who says that he's Mahama Ba, my guy, he came to my house one day for a reception, and Apia Stadium was in my house for a reception the other day. We were talking, that's long ago. Apia Stadium probably has done better than Frank Amoakohene. Your Yamin held the thing together. And I dare say that this 30% that NDC found, the work of Joseph Yamin for many, many years, is what has helped NDC. Was Yamin loud? No. Was Yamin disrespectful? No. Was Yamin an empty head? No. Did Yamin have money? Yes. Did Yamin show his money about? No. Is Yamin an Asante Kotoko fan? I don't even know. But everybody likes Yamin. And Yamin will talk to you nicely about why you need to shift from MPP to NDC. Was Yamin very hard on Akufo-Addo? Yes, he was. Was Yamin hard on MPP? Yes, he was. Was he disrespectful? No, he wasn't. Did he reduce the NDC's vote? No. Was he a regional minister? No, he wasn't a regional minister. He was a national organizer of the NDC before he was a deputy sports minister, but he represented NDC in Ashanti region. Joseph Yamin. I'm referring to the days of Yamwa Ponko and others. These were the stalwarts of the National Democratic Congress. Yamwa Ponko, I'm related to him, so I know he's from Ejoso. So Yamwa Ponko unfortunately passed. May he rest in peace. So this is Joseph Yamin. These are the people who made NDC look good in Ashanti. For which reason that over the years, NDC has moved from 15%, 18%, 21%, and then eventually, in the big election, 30%. And then, please bring Amoakohene and the data back. And then comes this empty barrel who makes a lot of noise. This one, this empty barrel making a lot of noise. And then he brings the NDC from 30% to 18% according to NDC pollster Musa Dankwa. What shall we say to these things? What shall we say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? That's what the Bible said. Go and read it. It's in Romans 30. What shall we, Apostle Paul asks, what shall we say to these things? Then he answers the question, if God be for us, who can be against us? Look at this derelict, empty barrel. Look at him. Empty barrel. You take our taxpayers' money. How much taxes have you paid in your life? Then you come and there's taxpayers' money. You dip your hand into the taxpayers' money, take thousands of dollars, put it in your pocket, and go and deliver your fourth child in America. Why did you deliver the first 3 in Ghana and you deliver the fourth child in America? Look at this empty barrel. Look at him. It's an empty barrel. And that's why he makes a lot of noise. He makes so much noise because it's an empty barrel. Well, he had some guy on television to try and manage you see, the guy doesn't know anything. He doesn't even understand PR. Even his PR is so pathetic. It's so pathetic. I'm going to show you a video of someone he sent to go and manage his PR for him. Please have a look at the video. Have a look at it.
UK. US other UK. You don't even know. You don't even know. Number one on Okra, you don't even know. UK. Omuko do honom na aka a week amomaba. Ena na wife no. So me wanna me boss friend me ka kire me say me frɛ guy na wo ye omo take it to hajuma. Odo wo kuma ase no. Na on exempt na wife no. Ena me so one day no so oba. Enti oba ye no be ka kire me say na nya bibia condition bia any medical doctor bia wo tie me bia ye say friend no placenta previa bleeding or bleedy.
So meaning that it wasn't the original idea, so
in fact,
the condition of forcing the man.
Yes, please. Maybe you see,
conditions with pregnancy.
That condition. Don't mind him. He's a regional communication director, but I don't know why he's doing this. What happened? Sasi, you know, and a doctor advising is a. So because of flying here in Nabagana, you see that say Obana be free mo, and I can be free. And for me, be free. Or maybe somewhere me can kasa fidie so make doctor Nibia. I'm very serious. You see, I'm the spokesperson for the regional minister.
I get it.
I know what is happening. Doctor Nibia or Ghana had him say Doctor Nibia say placenta previa. Say so a doctor ni na se nipa ni fin kran kwa be du Kumasi. Na se abeka na ha, obeka se mfa no konkran a. It bibi say see ye no. And a doctor said no, admitting wo honum. Hey! And admitting wo honum. Boss, before man and God, the wife and free Ghana had him say so. So
that wasn't the original intent.
Yes, and to me friend guy and a guy and catch him so you the wife I then was son wife ni take it no. Na da ben one yan and I'm so onya botre. I remember Rebecca santi do one more be ye. And I remember ye no. In fact, I think about 2 weeks later. No wife no or try exams so obi a or call law school mo try exams na awonti was wo ja exams na ko abrochire abro mo try exams ye nim say eja apim fo bebre na akwa try exams room try exams me boa enti eno no kra no that means say e den punishment kakra e den e wo de man e wo institution wo mu no tell me can say na wa ko okodu honom no in fact tama eyi ni ye no mo ka che doctor wo say doctor enkan so ye den eba. Because say be baby adu no, you see international standard crampo no. So wife do baby na say oba be wo kra na. Omo encourage na say omo encourage say be ma ne be ka oba no ho. I see. E bia wo na upia oyere ko ne ko wo bra. But ono ye medical officer. Doctor ni bia so nim de me kan. E no kodu ho no no hwe bibia na bibia ye okay. E no san ba ye. Enti say MPP for nam say Dr. Franka mo akon ni ira ko wo US, akon wo US. In fact, for the even in US and UK. That's number one. In the don't say Poliando on can again Poliando.
Okay, so that was I will come to. I'm not yet on health yet. Let me wrap up on Amakun Hine's situation. So that was Amakun Hine's aide. He says that there's a condition that affected the lady. Which condition affected the lady when they were in the United Kingdom? The story is that their birth occurred in the United States. The distance between the United Kingdom and the United States is 6 hours. sometimes 7, sometimes 8. Minimum is 6 hours. The distance from the United Kingdom to Ghana, maximum is 6.5 hours. Maximum. The distance between United Kingdom, it depends on where in the US you are going, minimum is 6 to 7 hours. It could be 8, it could be 9, it could be depending on where you're going. But if you're coming to Ghana, the maximum is 6.5 hours. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? This is crass PR. Crass. C-R-A-S-S. Crass PR. But that happens when you have empty heads like that running the show. I don't have much to say about that. I'll leave it there. Let's get on to the health matters. My friend Kwabena Mintah Kando has come up for huge criticism. The latest story is that the Asante Hene in Kumasi has managed to get the doctors to get back to work. I'm not sure what is the status of the suspended doctor, because that was an important part of the strike. Mintah Kando says he suspended the doctor because he wanted the doctor was going out of line. His Excellency the President had made a directive that no emergency cases should be turned away. And the doctor was announcing that because of the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital's capacity, the capacity has been stretched. And you know, the thing with medical science and its delivery is the environment. It's always very, very important in the environment. You cannot bring a doctor to the Accra Sports Stadium and ask him to conduct a surgery. He can't do it. Yes, he's a doctor. He knows how to do it, but he can't do it at the Accra Sports Stadium. He has to go and do it at the 37 Military Hospital, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. So the environment is very important for the medical delivery, the delivery of the medical service, I should say. And this doctor, observing the situation, followed best practice protocol, as the doctors would like us to believe, best practice protocol, and indicated that bringing a patient here will probably make it worse for the patient because we're unable to attend to the patient. So take the patient elsewhere. I understand that when LAMS was there, they had a system where they know where every ambulance knew where to take a patient within a certain parameter geographically. So that is gone. But this happened. Then the minister decided to suspend the doctor, and then all hell broke loose. Tonight we are hearing that the Asante Hene has said something, has put something together. There is a video from Ashanti region that seems to have more information than we could gather here. For that reason, we'll plead with you to show you that video. The gentleman who was falling down, that video. Let's have a look at it. And then come back and you can tell me what you think about this matter. It's very, very critical. Health is always very, very important. Let's have a look at it.
Nyansa bibie ni wa na dwemu da ho bekase ye nhwa yare fo fam hwe me beka bibi mi mbodi na no wa mi yes ami jamfie yi ni na se ye ni yi kwase ados ntwana pani bi wa bam ho kai konfa noche ye dey to stretch aso me hwe because virtually the whole place is full.
Crowded and kasa.
Let me ask. Regional Minister Amekancha say he was not part of the meeting now. When we decided here, say, "Dine be a woman, a woman use dine motobi." Ombe says he mako jaya for woman.
Regional Minister and say, "You come."
I'm going to Amekancha say, "You make me boy."
Ah, okay.
For them to arrive at that decision tells you how full the place is. Now let me move away from there. It's penny for number so much say doctor for they don't know how to cater for people ana. I didn't know say penny bi say this na dream say obi ba fam kura ye nhwe no. Wo mo yare an wa for play ko. What stops us from making sure say the facilities are available? Ye hwe obi wo fam ana. One say ye ya mana ye say enkoya normal say yare for ba fa to fam. And we want to look at them to do this. Now where you just like I said, obesity fam.
Ashanti regional, another big hospital.
What hospital?
Yes, Sissy Ho.
500 bed capacity.
Yes, Sissy Ho.
500 bed capacity.
Now,
yes, because man penny be a breathing war. Yeah, it's yeah. One said the my prisoners will come home. Dan back munipa 300 yegum. San on person ye Ghana for. Wo yare na ye do ko gia ko dafam ni yɛnhwɛ wo yare ne yɛde wokɔ kolegu a kɔda fam ni yɛnhwɛ wo wɔn yare a wɔn akɔ the bank hospital yɛ na kɔtɔ special ward ni bi
ɔyare ani a fly no
ofiri wa ni a fly
ɔyare ani a fly no kɔ wakɔgya yare sapapa no
yɛmfa wei normal. The doctors should be united, the nurses should be united. Enough of the nurses from the politicians. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Do we have enough hospitals? Look at this country. A country just about 33, 35 million. Yen to me see hospitals are we are obiaka so yare benya hospital them.
Send us the benya 70 years so.
70 years. 70 years.
For pension 10 years.
70 years oh. 70 years. Yes, see yare for yare no hospital la. To firm.
That's same.
Young fire for to firm. And we are in this country watching these politicians misbehave.
Sorry.
We are in this country watching these politicians fool the hell out of us.
Sorry.
The boy funny I have said be a minimum answer. May I not fast?
I understand.
Met to me, I am my betty. Yet the net to firm, yet the interest in me. So
hold on.
That was very telling, wasn't it? I think the account part, those of you didn't understand, he was just lamenting about how a decision has been taken and some important national figure had to come to Komfo Teaching Hospital because of the space, lack of space. He was operated on from the stretcher from the ambulance. And that's what he said. He said that Dr. Frank Makohene is aware of this and he was part of the meeting that made the decisions and he's concerned about the hospital thing. But I like also to pick another video from Kwame Danso. Kwame Danso was a running mate of Alan Chemati in the last election. Kwame Danso has taken the swipe at the health minister, which I think is a bit unfair to the health minister. But Kwame Danso had a lot to say. Have a look at it.
Akano is one of the worst performing ministers in Ghana today. Let's face it.
That's not true.
Because he is more of a knee-jerk minister. Whenever he hears that there's an issue in a hospital, then he takes the media and then he runs there walking like some Arnold Schwarzenegger into those hospitals. That's what is happening because all the videos I've seen of him, when there's an issue, then he carries the media, he walks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he goes there, and that's what. Then we come back to ground zero. The issues still persist. Look, let's veer away from some of these sensationalism into an arena of seriousness. Healthcare delivery is a serious business. Akano is one of the worst performing ministers in Ghana today. Let's face it.
That's not true.
Because he is more of a knee-jerk minister. Whenever he hears that there's an issue in a hospital, then he takes the media and then he runs there walking like some Arnold Schwarzenegger into those hospitals. That's what is happening because all the videos I've seen of him, when there's an issue, then he carries the media, he walks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he goes there, and that's what. Then we come back to ground zero. The issues still persist. Look, let's veer away from some of these sensationalism into an arena of seriousness. Healthcare delivery is a serious business.
What concern Musa? This is Kwame Danso of the NDC, but he's Alan Chemati's running mate. Kwame Danso of the NDC. When we were in university at Legon, the School of Performing Arts, they had what they call a theater week or theater season. I think theater week. And in the theater week, they show classic plays at the Ifwa Sutherland place. And I will just go and watch it. And in Commonwealth, when you're going to watch drama, you are thought to be very weak. So I don't tell them I'm going to watch drama. They don't like that. They're going to watch drama. Say, you're a vandal, you don't watch drama. So I don't tell them I'm going to watch drama. So I go. There was one of the plays. I don't know who wrote it, but I guess any of them can do it. Most of my friends, two of them have passed. So it's with a very heavy heart that I talk about School of Performing Arts. Godwin Kote and Eko Blankson were both good friends of mine. Both of them passed. And I used to go and watch them perform. Eko Blankson in particular was a brutal, outstanding stage performer. And Godwin Kote was a great writer of great things. In fact, his play, Itu Ato Barekese, is still one of the best. Now, there was a performance there called... one of the titles, so there's Our Husband Has Gone Mad Again, and then there are others, I remember them. But there was one that said, No Tears for Anansi. Anansi being the famous Anansi we all know. There was a play, it was very, very nice play. It's entitled No Tears for Anansi. So please tell Kwame Danso that you were watching Good Evening Ghana, and I said that the message to him is no tears for Anansi. Minister, go on, you haven't done anything wrong. Just do your work, okay? Let's make sure that we have injection. Ebola has come. Make sure that we are under control. Kwame Danso there, don't mind him. Don't forget about him, okay? Just do your work. That's Minister Akando. Away from the minister, I'm going to give you a practical example. These are the hospitals that have been built, completed, finished, maybe needs a few things to finish. And somebody told me something very instructive. She said, the equipment inside the hospitals, if they are not used and they are not kept in cool temperatures, they will collapse and will pay more. That will be causing financial loss to the state. And now who caused some? Now who has caused that financial loss to the state? Do they know the lawyers that are coming in 2029? Your boy Adame is there, Bafo is there, Odotobri MP was in, Tony Mayer is there. They should be careful. Oh. We don't want any crying in Ghana. Oh. They should be careful. Because you can't do this. This is causing financial loss to the state. When Akufo-Addo refused to open Sagleme, there was a demonstration there. That opened the Sagleme, let people go and stay in it. And then government had to go and look at it. Look at what is happening. 250 bed, Suedru, they won't open it. Because if they open it, they have to say in the speech that this hospital being opened today was concluded by the Akufo-Addo administration, saying that is like a bitter pill to the person who is writing the speech, the person who read the speech, the police band that will play the anthem. It's like a bitter pill. Why must it be so? Is it not about the same Ghana? Look at what they have done. This is Afari Hospital in Ashanti region. 500 beds. This is the hospital. Is there. Finished. Complete. Open it and let Ghanaians go and get health care. And stop the drama and the blogger and the social media and minister is carrying camera behind him. Stop all that. This one, Trede, Agenda 111, Trede Hospital. Look at it. It's about 80% complete. Put the money there to complete it. The money that they are putting in their pockets to go and have children in America. The thousands of dollars that Frank Amoako puts in his pocket to go and have a child in America. They should use it to complete this hospital so that Ghanaians in, let me go back to that, Ofori Chrome. Yes. Ghanaians in Ofori Chrome, they can have this. This is in Kumasi. Look at this hospital. 100 bed, 500 bed, close. 250 bed, close. That's 750. 100, 850. Please, the other one, the last one was what? The trader thing. That one is, okay, we don't have that yet. But at least there are 800 beds available with maybe about a few millions of dollars. Traders 100 I hear. A few millions of dollars. It can be completed. But they won't complete it. This is Cath maternity block. I think the one that Asante is involved with. Look at it. They are building it. And they are rather doing big push and big this and big that. This is where we are. This is where we are. Anyway, one health worker wrote something that was very instructive. And he referred to Akufo-Addo. They're going to put it on the screen in a bit. So the person who put it on social media is called King Timeless. And he has Akufo-Addo's photograph there. He said, dear, actually he wrote formal, but he means former. Dear former President Nana Addo, on behalf of the allied health professionals, nurses, lab technicians, NAC is what? I don't know what NAC is. NAC, NAC, please, if you know, help me. Pharmacy and midwives, I express our heartfelt appreciation for improving the nurse recruitment process during your tenure. We acknowledge the positive impact of your efforts and thank you for making it easier for our seniors. We pray for your continued good health. It's now that we understand that you were not a president, but God sent. God bless you. Have you seen? You see, when you are doing politics, you always have to be careful that the seed that you sow, when it grows, you can deal with it. This is the man they call names. He's a criminal. He's stolen Ghana money. He's wicked. God should kill him. He should die in plain. they go on demonstration, they wear red. Amoako, this empty barrel, he was part of it. They wear red. Then they go and say, God should kill Akufo-Addo for us. Today, the nurses who voted on block for NDC, because they were promised certain things, and I will vote for NDC too. If I was part of the nurses group, I will vote for NDC as well. The nurses voted for NDC on block, big time. Today, one of them comes and says that it's now that, this is the last paragraph, it's now that we understand that you were not a president, but you were God sent. God bless you. The health industry in Ghana, since the venerable Akufo-Addo left, has collapsed on his head. The entire health industry. You voted look at the health industry has collapsed. As important as health, as for education, let me not even come there. I'll come there. Health industry, since Akufo-Addo left power, if anybody were to do a survey, it is on his knees, collapsed to the ground. Health is gone. We have a minister. We have a deputy minister who is a surgeon. We didn't have Ajama Menu. He's not a surgeon. He was, as we say in Kwamo in Ejuso, he was accountant. Accountant. That's how we say it in Kwamo. You can't change us. We are like that. It's not your matter. He is an accountant. Ajama Menu. He is not a surgeon. Here, they have one of the ministers, a surgeon. She's the health minister. The health industry, since the exit of Akufo-Addo, has collapsed on his knees. The last time they brought some ambulance type and people were laughing at it, they call it what? They say it's Preja. Yeah, that's how the people said. I didn't say it. I wasn't there when they launched it. When I opened my social media that morning, people were laughing. Hey, what's Preja? They go, don't they remember the ambulance? And people were now sharing the videos of the old ambulance. You see, the internet and videos has made politics come in line. You see, now it's difficult to do dishonest politics. Because if you do dishonest politics, the videos will come. It will show. You can't do dishonest politics anymore. If you do dishonest politics, they'll remind you of it. So the health industry, where is, in fact, maybe we should do a documentary. Where is Ghana's health industry? Where is it? Where is the health industry? Doctors are not happy. Nurses are not happy. Midwives are not happy. Everybody in the health industry is not happy. We, the patients too, we are not happy unless you have a lot of money. Like Frank Amoako-Hene, to take your wife to America, you take your wife to Qatar. Amoako-Hene works at KNUST Hospital, so he's well known there. He's most likely going to get a good service. His wife also works at KNUST Hospital, but the situation is so bad that they had to run away to go and have the child elsewhere because they wanted the Akufo-Addo kind of health care that they have not been able to deliver to the people of Ghana. They went to seek Akufo-Addo's kind of health care in the United States of America and in the United Kingdom. That's the Ghana that we now are working in, where health sector has completely collapsed. Hospitals are not being open. Children's hospitals, beautiful ones. Alhaji Shaibu, my friend, the member of parliament, he has to go and lead a demonstration there before they look at it. This week, the Parliamentary Committee on Health, they are going to the hospitals to go and look at it because they are worried and their constituents are giving them pressure that you need to go and look at it. So the Parliamentary Committee this week is going to look at it. What is this? What is this? What is this? Akufo-Addo, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, I saw Akufo-Addo at the weekend. Was it at the weekend? On Friday, Godfrey Dame had a birthday party and I saw Akufo-Addo. I was so happy. I had not seen him in a few weeks. This is our photograph, one of the photographs we took. The viewers, please, can you see it? So I'll tell you what we were talking about here. I'll tell you what we're talking about. So we were having a chat and he was asking me whether I had read the constitutional thing before the Supreme Court about the, he was trying to change this voting pattern. He thought about it, but he didn't really push it. He was always concerned about, since 2007, Akufo-Addo had been concerned about this voting thing. So what we see today, where when you are voting for presidential candidates, you have 100,000, it's actually Akufo-Addo's idea. He brought it to the MPP Congress for an amendment to the MPP Constitution so that when we are electing presidential candidates, polling station executive will also elect, not just few people from the constituency office, and that expanded it from 2,000 to over 100,000. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, then alive, told NDC to do the same thing, and that's why we have what we have. So what we have today, Akufo-Addo owns it. Now, Akufo-Addo didn't want to do that. He wanted to go beyond, far beyond that. but somehow he thought that the time wasn't right. So he went to an MPP Congress and said that if the amendment fails, he will no longer run for president because he doesn't see the point. The amendment was successful, and then he continued to run for president. So he was asking me whether I have read the Supreme Court thing. And I said, oh, no, I haven't read. He was laughing at me that he has read everything. And then we started debating as to whether it included party chairman, because, of course, we're talking about the current situation. So he was asking about, would it include party chairman? I said, I think so. He said, no, it won't. And he explained to me that the philosophy behind what he has read, he said he has read one of the 3 applications before the Supreme Court, but they are all the same. This is an 80-year-old man. He has read it. I haven't read it. And he was asking me, you're surprised that you, good evening, Ghana, you haven't read it. He was laughing at me. And he said that the chairman of the party is not presenting him for national election. So that one, the party can decide. He thinks that the Supreme Court's application is about members of parliament and presidential candidates, those that the party is presenting for national election. So that's the conversation we're having. This was at Godfrey Dame's birthday party. We had a real nice chat, and I promised to go and see him tomorrow. So tomorrow, Wednesday, I'll be going to see him again. He was congratulating me for something. I won't tell you what it is. I won't tell you that one. But he was congratulating me for something. We had a really, really nice chat over there. And then, of course, the flag bearer was there, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, the incoming president of Ghana. Oh, look at how simple he looks. Yeah, I like that. Look at how simple Dr. Bawumia looks. I mean, this is great, isn't it? This is great. You know, his nice short-sleeved white shirt. I mean, he was hale and hearty. I had just come from a trip out of Accra, and he was asking me what happened. And because when I was going, I went to tell him that I'm traveling quickly, I'll be back. And so he said, how did it go? And blah, blah, blah. And we're talking about it, you know. So that was my conversation with Dr. Bawumia. Godfrey Dame is in the background. Yes, Godfrey Dame is in the background there with the chief of staff. It was a big birthday party because it was the birthday celebration of 2 important people. The former chief of staff, Freema Opare, and then Godfrey Dame, the former attorney general. It was a real blast. Last Friday, we had such a nice time. We jammed and jammed and jammed till very, very late in the night. This is Godfrey Dame and I. When I arrived, he was chastising me that I always come late. And I was apologizing to him that actually it was this and that and that and the other. And that's why I was late. Of course, I mean, the ceremony would have been complete without the venerable Member of Parliament for Damongo, Samuel Abujina, poor former Minister for Lands. And we had long conversations throughout the night. That's Godfrey Dame and Rosemary X. Nana Komia was there too, of course, and Kojo Frimpong and others. This was Joe Bedouansan. I was very happy to see him. Viewers, for those of you who remember when we started journalism, Joe Bedouansan was one of the pillars who helped us to grow. Those days, Joe Bedouansan was with Cabral Blay Ameher and Gifty Afenye Dazi, very, very good guy from Second D. And Joe Bedouansan was helping us. In most of the stories I would do back in the days at Joy FM, Joe Bedouansan will review the stories and tell me what is good and what is bad. And he really, really helped me. Joe, thank you very much. Joe Bedouansan was there for the celebration. Still very, very NPP. Kwekwe, Sylvie and I always have arguments when we meet. And we're having a big argument over there. I don't know how the cameraman captured it so apt, but I was telling Kweku that I've won the argument over you, and he was telling me that he had won the argument, and that was it. It was a lovely night, and this was the most important feature of the night. 2 cakes available for the celebrants, Godfrey Dame and Chief of Staff, former Chief of Staff Freema Opare. Look at Akufo-Addo. My goodness, look at that. Look at Akufo-Addo. My goodness. You know, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Joe Bedouansan, Godfrey Dame, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. Where is Kojo Ponkrumah? Kojo Ponkrumah is in there somewhere. Okay, I'll get Kojo. Kojo Ponkrumah was there. He was the DJ for the second part of the show. It was very, very nice. Charlie, Kojo Ponkrumah's DJ work was too brutal. It was too good. Alex Markin, Afenyo Markin was also there. Okoboy in the photograph there, gunning for MPP's Greater Accra regional chairman. We supporting him and hoping that he will win. Okoboy is such an intelligent man, very young, very energetic. Yes. Who else was there? Is that all? I think that's all. So that's Akufo-Addo. Oh, they didn't put Opon Nkrumah's picture there. Okay, that was Akufo-Addo and the health. So you see, when you become president and you do a good job as president, eventually people will be happy with you. Okay, there's a battle between two ministers. Minister for Agriculture says, Minister for Finance and Presidential hopeful Kesela Tuforsen has refused to give him money. The Minister for Finance says it's not true, I've given him money. The suspicion is that Eric Opoku is trying to be presidential candidate as well. So he feels that Atuforsen is undermining him because he's a threat. But really, is Eric Opoku a threat to Atuforsen in the presidential race? Musa Dankwa thinks no. Because the numbers that Musa Dankwa is giving to Atuforsen, they are far, far, far away. Far, far beyond what he is giving to Eric Opoku. So I don't know, but we'll get into that situation and tell you what it is. What's the other story? All right, let's go to social media, and then after that we'll take a short break. It's past 11. We'll just wrap it up on 1 or 2, and then we'll be done. The awards, we haven't done the awards. Oh my goodness, we'll get there. Sorry, viewers. Our time always runs on us. I talk too much. I apologize. Okay, what are people saying, Anzaba?
Thank you very much, Paul. Coming from Digi World, he says, so the wife was traveling few weeks to delivery and had no intention on giving birth. Kofi Owusu Brobe says, this guy is actually insulting our intelligence. General El Coleman says that Ashanti Regional Minister seems more focused on social media publicity and treating his position as a honeymoon phase rather than listening to the genuine concerns of the people he serves. This attitude creates an impression of complacency and could continue to weaken support for the NDC in the Ashanti region. Veronica Dazi says, I am a midwife, and placenta previa simply means the afterbirth, which is the placenta, is before the fetus. In this case, only a cesarean section is done to anyone in this case. Nana Ichampong says, Kwabna Minta Akando should be reshuffled with immediate effect. And lastly, coming from Master Planner Jr. from Kintampo, he says, Honorable Kwabna Minta Akando has a lot of work to do at his ministry. This Rambo style in approaching issues is becoming one too many. In 2025, he had banter with the Tamale Teaching Hospital CEO. In 2026, he is now with the Cath CEO. Which CEO will he be in line with in 2027? Sunyani Teaching Hospital should be getting ready. President Mahama should reshuffle him to prevent this in future. Over to you, Ikia.
Thank you so much, Anziba. And still on the Minister of Health, Isaac Mann says the ongoing conflict between doctors at Konfanoche Teaching Hospital and the health minister is worrying and exposes the growing challenges in Ghana's health sector under the current administration. Suspending the hospital CEO over the lack of beds instead of addressing the real infrastructure challenges is unfortunate. Doctors are only working with the resources available to them and should not be intimidated for doing their jobs. Rather than targeting health professionals, governments should focus on operationalizing and commissioning completed Agenda 111 hospitals and the hospital to help reduce pressure on the major hospitals like Cath. Healthcare requires solution and collaboration, not intimidation and political confrontation. Coming from General El Coleman, he says, this is a wise intervention by the wise king, Otumfo Oseitu II, showing leadership and concern for the people. As for the health minister, he's another incompetent person I don't want to focus on. Grace Bashi says, Paul, you look good this evening. God bless you for the job you are doing, and we are solidly behind you. Lastly, coming from Chris Adu, he says, Paul, I think the time has come for political shows in the media to start scrutinizing the appointments made by the president. Apparently, most of these appointees were not picked based on competence, but rather because they made noise in the media and spewed falsehood about Nana and Bawumia while they were in government. Just look at the conduct of Kwabna Minta Akando at the Ministry of Health. Confusion galore. Over to you, Ella.
Right, thank you for that, Akia. So, General Coleman says, how can they, the NDC, commission the projects when there were earlier attempts to discredit the MPP government over Agenda 111? For nurses, they will now talk the truth after falling for propaganda and empty promises. Ghanaians are now seeing the true colors of the umbrella. The elephant is coming again. Stanley says, a policy question for Akwando. Should Major national infrastructure projects be judged by those who start them or by their long-term value to citizens? More importantly, what is the current cost of completing the remaining Agenda 111 facilities compared to the economic and social cost of leaving them unfinished? L from Obama Tamale says, what is currently happening to Kat and Kolebu is also happening at Tamale Teaching Hospital. Just last week, I took my father to TTH only to be transferred to Tamale West Hospital because TTH did not have oxygen available to care for him. At the time, there was only one oxygen mask in use by another patient, leaving my father without the urgent support he needed. It is deeply concerning that the teaching hospital, which serves as a main referral center for the 5 northern regions and beyond, could go weeks without adequate oxygen supply. This situation raises serious questions about healthcare delivery and resource allocation in one of the country's most important medical facilities. Lastly, from Solomon Amoy says, Trader Hospital, Ofori Krom Hospital and Smani Hospital were all completed and commissioned by President Akufo-Addo before leaving power. They were part of the Agenda 111 hospital projects in the Ashanti region. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, viewers, it's past 11 and World Cup is 2 minutes away. Sorry, we were not able to restore our production on DSTV until now. Hopefully when we come back on Thursday. But Thursday is the opening ceremony first and then the opening game of the World Cup. South Africa, we don't know whether we should support them or we should support Mexico because Mexico didn't sack Ghanaians from their country. South Africa did. But blood is thicker than water, isn't it? Blood is thicker than water. So we'll see what we can do. Up Bafana, Bafana. Please don't kill me when you see me tomorrow for shouting Bafana, Bafana. I hope that your relatives who were there have come home safely and those who are there will also come home safely. But our thoughts go out to the Black Stars as the World Cup stars. Let's hope that they can keep a country together. Let's hope that they will give a country smile, give a country applause and give us excitement. Anything short of that, we will demand the head of the minister, the head of the Football Association. We don't like to go and lose. We have to win. Good luck to the Black Stars and good night to you viewers. Bye.
Your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude. Feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your